What is up, guys? It's your boy No Shoes coming at you live here as we prepare for PCL Season 9, Week 5. Getting ready for another big week here as we get ready to keep proving our record this week against a big opponent, a division opponent, Eggshimpt, and the coach of the Chicago Cinderace. So a little recap of where we're at. We're 2-2. Big close win last week. Victini coming up clutch, 5% on a misprep. He even said, like, right before the match, he was going to put Mach Punch back on Conkeldurr and elected not to. And he really regretted that decision, which turned out to be the thing that he needed to win the match. But I played a good game. I had a few bad turns, but I played a few really good games, I feel like. So I made sure I put myself in a position to win there, and I kind of over-prepped for Toxapex. I was really looking for Toxapex to come as a Victini wall, and when it didn't show up, that was really sad. But this week we got to look ahead. We can't, just because we won last week doesn't mean anything. We got to look ahead. Little update on where our Mon sit. So Victini and Heracross basically just flipped. Victini is now 8 on the kill list with, like, I think it's got 7 kills somehow. 7 kills and 3 deaths and 4 appearances. And then I've not brought Heracross in 2 weeks, so it's kind of been sitting in the top 10 just based off of basically 1 week where it really just went ham. And it's finally fallen to the tie for 15th. We are still 2 games back. We haven't really made up any ground. But like I said, this week we're going up against Eggshimpt, who's actually in our division. He's actually 2-2 as well, plus 4 differential. He had a really huge outing 2 weeks in a row, and just hasn't had the big loss like we have. But he's a division opponent, so I can make up the game on him and put myself back in position to make playoffs. As we look at his team coming up here, and it's tough. Mega Scizors, Mega Scizor, always a threat. Just so strong. Bullet punches hit so hard. 4 times weak to fire, but I still think it's going to come just solely to wreak havoc. Tapu Koko definitely coming. Electric Fairy slows down a lot of my team really quick. 135 base speed, I feel like, if I remember correctly. 130, something crazy like that. Laddie's coming. Most likely, Laddie is coming Spexed. If it comes Scarfed, I'm in trouble. But most likely, I feel like the Laddie's coming Spexed. But it's really hard hitting Dragon Psychic type. I don't know how he managed to get all 3 of those on the same team. I don't know what we're doing letting him get that core together, but because that is the strongest. And then he still rounded it out really well with a lot of great value picks around it. But that is the strongest Dragon Fairy Steel core I think I've ever seen put together. Excuse me as I take a drink of Dr. Pepper. Crocodile really comes Scarf most weeks. Really a reliable rock setter. Really good dark type. It's coming as a Victini wall. Victini Revenge Killer is probably coming Scarf to outspeed Victini. So I've got to really be prepared for that. Empoleon is definitely going to be his primary Victini switch in. It really absorbs all the hits that Victini wants to throw at it. Definitely coming bulky. Another good rock setter. He actually has quite a few rock setters. I got to remember that. Got to watch out for those rocks. Delmise. I really don't feel like Delmise comes. Delmise has really struggles in a lot of key spots against my team. So he brings Delmise, I'll be really, really impressed. But Delmise could come. It's got a great ability that allows it to have basically 3 stabs and Ghost, Grass, and Steel with that Steel Worker ability. Typhlosion's coming probably Specs if it comes. I feel like he's got 6 mons that he has to bring against my team. I feel like there's a couple mons I feel like the 6 he brings is Scizor, Tapu Koko, Laddie, Crook, Empoleon, and then Top. I think Top is coming. Assault Vest Top. Typhlosion and Nihilego are both two mons that he could work in there if he thinks that he's one of those first 5 are going to just get too overpowered by something else on my team. But definitely feel like he's bringing those 5 and Top. But yeah, Typhlosion really comes into Specs with Eruption. Really hits hard and really hard to work with. Top, like I said, I feel like Top's coming AV, like a Rapid Spin, Mach Punch, coverage move. Nihilego could be interesting if he brings it. Offensively, if he runs it Scarfed, it outspeeds Victini. It's going to outspeed Victini. Defensively, helps him absorb some hits in some places. So, be interesting if he brought Nihilego. Like I said, I don't really see it coming, but mainly because I feel like he has 6 mons that he has to bring against me, but it could come. Double, I don't feel like Double comes. Just the threat of Mega Heracross should scare Double away. Plus, with all these other like Crook and Empoleon, the potential Nihilego bring, that's a lot of fighting weakness, and if he brings Double, that just adds to it. And then Jumpluff is just kind of there. Having Jumpluff on this team is better than something like Magnemite or Munchlax, which we have faced, quote unquote. But Jumpluff is still another throwaway pick. But it has a reliable reason to come, dodges some earthquakes, being a grass flying type, really put some pressure on some ground types. My ground type's not the strongest ground type. I don't even think I have a ground type, do I? Now that I think about it. Oh yeah, I do. I have Renugus. I don't know why I couldn't think of that, but yeah. So I really don't feel like Jumpluff would come because Jumpluff just kind of just counters ground types, and that's basically it. But yeah, 6 I see him bringing Scizor, Tapu Koko, Laddie, Crook, Empoleon, Hitmontop. I feel like he has to bring those 6. I feel like he can't. I feel like not bringing those 6, he's not bringing his best 6. If he's really scared of something, like if he's really, really scared of like Victini and fire coverage across the board, then he might leave Scizor at home and bring Nihilego. Or like if he's scared of, I don't even know, Mega Heracross, he might leave Crook at home and bring Typhlosion, something like that. But I really feel like the 6 that he's going to bring, and that I feel like he feels like he has to bring is Scizor, Tapu Koko, Laddie, Crook, Empoleon, and Hitmontop. But moving on to what we're bringing, I feel like my opponents are going to, at some point, have to start really prepping for Victini because I've brought it every week. I'm bringing it again this week, bringing it with the Life Orb for that extra power, bringing it Jolly to kind of help with some speed, keep that speed fast, and I'm bringing Flame Charge to increase that speed even more, bringing Flame Charges in Headbutt, U-Turn Sub. If I get the sub up, then I'm in a decent spot. Mostly because after Flame Charge, I'll be faster than anything that's not Scarfed, and he really doesn't want to deal with me after that. Once he finds out that I'm not really running anything for Crook, then he'll probably keep Crook in, but Crook still doesn't want to take a U-turn. It's still a super effective U-turn. Zen Headbutt's there for the Hitmontop. Flame Charge for the Scizor. Like I said, Victini really does well against some of his mons. I'm bringing Victini mostly because I feel like he thinks I'm bringing Victini. And I feel like if as long as Victini's there, he's going to be a lot more passive with the Scizor to try to prevent me from bringing in the Victini and just overpowering the Scizor. Because, lucky for me, Scizor can't run Mega Stone and Oka Berry. So Scizor's going to take a lot of damage from Flame Charge regardless. Next mon I'm bringing is, again, I'm bringing Greninja. Another mon that I feel like my opponents are going to have to start really prepping for. Because I bring it every week. And I'm bringing a virtually similar set to the one I did last week, only I'm having to run Timid this week instead of Modest. I ran Modest last week. And I bring in a Wakanberry. What a Wakanberry does, it allows me to stay in once against Tapu Koko. No move that Tapu Koko has, unless it is a Specs Thunder in terrain, can kill Wakanberry Greninja. Do I do a whole lot back? No. But if I catch it on a switch in and then catch it again after the Wakanberry, Tapu Koko is gone. Shuriken, Extra Sensory, Scald, Dark Pulse. Don't need anything else. Dark Pulse for Laddie. Extra Sensory for things like Top. Shuriken's there for some priority. Scald's there for Crook and Typhlosion and Nihilio. That's all I really need. I'm really excited to use Greninja again this week. Hoping I can catch that Tapu Koko off balance. Hopefully my Wakanberry is actually needed. Hopefully it's not just a wasted item where I could have ran like a spec set or something. Dragonite's coming Scarfed again this week. I've fooled with this Dragonite set, and fooled with this Dragonite set. Talk to people, talk to other people, talk to more people. And this is virtually the end-all be-all is this very mixed set. Dragon Claw, you'll probably hearing my wife laugh, I hope so. She's trying really hard to be quiet, and she's not being very successful. She's watching TikToks. Dragon Claw gets the Laddie really well. Dual Wing Beats there for the Hitmontop. My thought process in this is, no, I'm not running that. That's not my right moveset. I'm actually running Claw, Hurricane, Earthquake, Flamethrower. So that's actually a typo on my part. But that's why I'm running that mixed set, is because I'm running Dragon Claw, Hurricane, Flamethrower, and Earthquake. So my thought process in this is Empoleon is his primary defensive switch in to Victini to prevent Victini from just going nuts on him. Because Victini, with the right set, can go absolutely berserk on him. So I feel like that Empoleon is going to be there to wall Victini, and he's going to continuously save that fort until he feels safe that Victini is going to die. Which leaves one Mon truly to wall the Dragonite, which would be Hitmontop. So I'm running Hurricane, 2 hits KOs, Hitmontop, Flamethrower, Oko's uninvested Scizor, Dragon Claw pretty much cleans up things like Laddie and Crocodile. Earthquake cleans up basically everything else, including the Tapu Koko, who I should be faster than Scarf, as long as he's not also Scarfed. So that's the hope. The hope is my Dragonite comes in on something like a Crocodile or a Scizor. I get him scared, pop the Earthquake, dead Tapu Koko. Next mon I'm bringing Rygod here. Really a defensive Rygod. Kind of just to sit there, put up rocks, Dragon Tail some stuff around, get some toxic damage off on some things, bring out some chip, break some focus sashes, because I'm sure he's going to have 1 or 2 on there somewhere. And just absorb hits from Koko. Comes in on Koko. I'm sure Koko's going to have Grass Knot or something for the Rydon. I don't know what else. I don't know if it gets. I don't think it gets any water moves like Scald or something. But I know it gets Grass Knot, so I'm sure it's going to have Grass Knot. I'm sure it's going to be a problem. But really feel like Rydon can put in some work. Again, it's another thing that Apollyon has to wall really well, and Apollyon can't wall everything and the Victini, so really hoping to just break that Empoleon wall a little bit down a little bit. Next one I'm bringing Cleft Key. This is kind of my just catch-all. Light screens there for things like Coco and Laddie. Both of them run very special. Typhlosion and Nihilego are both also run very special. Empoleon can be kind of either or, but I'm bringing Light Screen because it's probably going to be special. T-Wave's there to slow some things down, slow down the Laddie, slow down the Coco, slow down the Nihilego, and then D-Gleam Flash Cannon. Don't need anything else for this team. D-Gleam hits Laddie, hits Crook. Flash Cannon hits Tapu Koko. Bringing very specially defensive Cleft Key. And then the last one I'm bringing Mienshao with the AV. This is probably going to be my dedicated lead. If it's not this, it's going to be Rhyhorn or Rydon. And it kind of just depends on what I'm feeling like when I see his team. If the 6 comes that I think are coming, this is going to be my dedicated lead because I can absorb any hit that from anything that he wants to lead with, and then knock off some items or U-turn out if I need to. Knock off U-turn, Drain Punch for recovery, Poison Jab for the Coco. Really excited to bring back Mienshao. I think I've only used it once this season, and it's a really good mon to have really quick, and it's really good mon to have to turn. So, yeah, that's the team we're running this week. Match should be up tomorrow. So, hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. Shout out to my boy Kronos. He shouted me out in his gift lock. So shout out to Kronos for. I'll link his channel in the description below, and shout out to the guys that have been helping me this season so far. Decker, Crookie, been really big up to this point, and they were both big part of this team. They've been constantly pitching ideas at me. They were actually, I think Decker was the one that suggested going mixed Dragonite. I really hope it works too, because it looks like it's going to work really well the way we got it set up finally. But yeah, shout out to those two guys, and then I'm going to go ahead shout out Bryce Crispy 94 doing his TCG play, and DK Hoojae. Shout out to that man too. He's got some great Nuzlocks going on. He's actually got one with Bryce right now that's going up. But shout out to those guys. I'll link all 3 of their channels in the description below. And shout out to Decker and Crookie for really helping me out with my teams as I go through this season. They're a big part of why I'm 2-2. Should be 3-1, but I kind of screwed the pooch on that Trick Room team. But hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. And I will catch you guys in the battle tomorrow. Peace.